We are so happy to have him back on the field, back at training camp, zipping those balls down to his new guy, Jimmy Graham. But we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers and how he feels about his teammates, because it seems to be like a little bit of a problem. Listen to what Aaron Rodgers had to say about his receivers after yesterday's practice sesh.
It was one of the worst Carter sessions we've had. I don't know how you can make it any simpler. We literally have what the play would be in our terminology on the card, and the effort level is very low, especially what I'm accustomed to, having run that period for a number of years. So it's not a good start for us on the Carter period for the young guys. You know, I think the NC has really progressed. Gmo, obviously 16, but everybody else was kind of piss poor. Well, I'm getting older and grumpier, you know. I've been at this for a long time, so I'm tired too. You know, we're all a little tired. So you get a little tired, the fuse gets a little shorter, and again, you know, you're in like the 14th play of a 14-play drive, and you got, you know, a low effort level and a MA. That's a little frustrating.
Don't hold anything back, Aaron. Strong comments from an older, grumpier quarterback. What do his words tell you, Nate, about the current state of affairs over there?
Well, it says that he's passionate about getting back on the field. When you miss so much time, the first time you step on the field, you almost have to get pulled back a little bit by your coaches, and your teammates look at you and they say, just relax a little bit. You know, unfortunately, I've had a handful of injuries, so every time I step back on the field, I was that hyper kid in the classroom where everybody's like, Nate, just chill out. Just relax a little bit. We'll get there. But Aaron Rodgers, being the guy that some consider the best quarterback in football when he's healthy, he's making sure that on that 14th play, of that 14th drive, of practice, where everybody's exhausted, everybody's sore, everybody's irritated, the fuse is short, that they're still playing at a high level. So for me, I love this. I love hearing that. We was watching Hard Knocks yesterday, and Jarvis is basically saying the same thing with a few choice words. I'd rather have a guy that's considered somewhat of a jerk that pushes the envelope and challenges his teammates than a guy just walks in the locker room and is like, you know what, we'll get him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because when you get older, you feel like there isn't no tomorrow.
I look at that depth chart, and we talk about Jordy Nelson leaving, and we talk about how big of a deal that is as Aaron Rodgers' comfort zone, as Aaron Rodgers' guy. But it's also Jeff Janis, it's also Richard Rodgers, it's James Jones in recent years, it's Donald Driver, it's Greg J. He's lost a lot. You look what's left. He's not talking to Cobb and Adams. Those guys, we know what they are. This is a shot across the bow to Geronimo Allison, to Trevor Davis, to Jake Kumaro, to Jamon Moore, to Equanimeous St. Brown at Notre Dame.
Equanimeous St. Brown?
These are the guys. Like, you don't just inherit my trust and my you got to bring it, guys.
You got to earn it.
After two deep, they are very thin at wide receiver. And yeah, Trevor Davis has made some plays in this league, and Geronimo Allison's had some games. Yeah. But after those top two, Adams and Cobb, he knows what he's getting with those guys. Those guys are made men, and they are his dudes. I need to see it from the rest of them. I think this is him saying, hey, no more funny business here. Let's bring it, because you're not Jordy Nelson, you're not Donald Driver, and you're certainly not James Jones, a guy I can trust now.
Right.
Triggs, you made it more clear than I feel like anybody this offseason, the hole that Jordy Nelson was going to leave in Green Bay and what the Raiders are inheriting in him as a leader. Was that sort of his role to get the best out of these guys on the field, and maybe that's part of what's missing?
You'd hope that Adams and Cobb, especially Cobb, who's been there forever, can shake these younger guys and say, hey, we got to bring it up. But when Aaron Rodgers, like you said, maybe the biggest star in the game, takes an indirect shot at you, who might be a rookie or a third-round pick or an undrafted guy, you better bring it the next day of practice. I would be shocked if the effort level wasn't way high today.
I enjoy this. Aaron Rodgers, you know, last time we saw him, he was at Lake Placid, and he's golfing, or where was it? Where's the golf?
In Connecticut.
Yeah. So he's golfing, he's tan, he's happy. Now he looks like he's been in the airport all day. And I think it's relatable. I do. Like, Aaron Rodgers is 34, which in a football life makes him, what, about 65 years old? And as you get older, you get more irritable with the young people. And true story, guys, I'm walking home from the train station about a week ago. I walked through to my house from the train station. I'm walking through the park. I see this kid over on the other side of the park. He's maybe 12 years old. And he's going around these flowers that the town planted in the park, and he's just ripping the flowers off, just ripping them, throwing them over his shoulder. I cut through the park. I go all the way over. I go, what are you doing? Where are your parents? Why are you doing this? I did. I was like this old man.
Get off my lawn?
Honestly, 5 years ago, okay, I'm not, do whatever he wants with the flowers. I walked over to him and said, don't do that, man. There's somebody planted those. And I'm sorry. And he walked over. I was pissed off. That's my town where my kids play. Leave the flowers alone. This is Aaron Rodgers saying, guys, Leave the flowers alone. This is my field. And look at this. Rodgers, 34 years old. He's sitting here saying, I'm at camp without my best friend. We spent all our best draft picks on defense. Our best linebacker's hurt. I just lost my left tackle at family night. The NFC is incredible.
Yeah.
The NFC North top to bottom is ultimately amazing now. And I'm tired of the contract questions when I'm the best football player in the world and I'm the third richest guy in my own division.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off. Leave the flowers alone.
Yeah.
Leave the flowers alone.
This kid. Come on, this beautiful roses. Just ripping them off,
St.
okay?
Brown?
What the hell are you doing?
He's making huge headlines because
Yeah.
he's obviously being very openly critical, but also because he never really says that much. This is so sort of out of character for Aaron Rodgers. I will say a bit of optimism on this side is that when he does speak, he sort of speaks